A very good day to Madam Suhaili. I'm JAYANITHA ARUMUGAM. Together with my friends, are going to present our project on the topic of the historic period. Before that, what is Malaysian legal system? So basically, our daily lives and activities are governed and affected by the law. It governs the conduct of all individuals within the society. Legal system of the world are classified into three. Malaysian legal system falls under the common law system. Legislations are law made and enacted by the parliament, while judiciary, on the other hand, is a court system, while the executive implements the law passed by the legislation. So, our first subtopic is the history of Malaysia. So, the first point is Malaya. Before the Japanese occupation, the states and the settlements of the Federation of Malaya was divided into three political groups, which known as trade settlements, including settlements of Singapore, Malacca, and Penang. So there are federated Malay states, which are Negeri Sembilan, Pahang, Perak, and Selangor, while unfederated Malay states are Johor, Kedah, Kelantan, Perlis, Terengganu. So after the Japanese occupation, the Malayan Union was set up in 1946 under an order in council, which was in operation from 1946 to 1948. However, the Malayan Union was never fully implemented because of strong Malay opposition. The creation of the Federation of Malaya on 1st February 1948, pursuant to the Federation of Malaya Agreement entered into between the British government and the Malay rulers as well.
Hari 1946, negeri-negeri Melayu menjadi tanah jajahan mahkota dan tertakluk kepada Akta Jurisdiksi Luar Britain. Malayan Union diisytiharkan secara rasmi pada 1 hari bulan April 1946. Antara ciri-ciri Malayan Union adalah Malayan Union adalah gabungan 9 buah negeri Melayu dan 2 buah negeri Selat iaitu Pulau Pinang dan Melaka.
In July 1955, the first election to the Federal Legislative Council were held, and the alliance consisting of 3 main political parties representing the 3 main races in the Federation of Malaya, which are United Malay National Organization, which is known as UMNO, Malayan Chinese Association (MCA), and Malayan Indian Congress (MIC). Tunku Abdul Rahman Putra Al-Haj, the president of UMNO and the leader of the alliance, became the chief minister of the new government. Then the independence of the Federation of Malaya on 31st August 1957 and the federal constitution becoming the supreme law of the federation. So the second topic is Sarawak. Sarawak was originally a part of the dominion of the Sultan of Brunei. The growth of Sarawak as an integrated state began with the landing of James Brooke in 1839 and its installation as Raja in 1841. The administration of Sarawak under the Brooke Rajas has been described as an administration of trust where Sarawak belonged to the people and the Raja exercised authority on their behalf and their interest. In 1888, Sarawak became a protected state and it became a crown colony on 18 May 1946 when it was ceded to Britain by the third Raja, who is Sir Charles Wyner Brooke, by the way of an instrument of cession executed by the Sarawak Order in Council 1946. The third topic is the Sabah. Sabah was also a part of the Brunei Sultanate. However, due to some internal power struggle and uprisings within the Sultanate, parts of the Sabah were ceded to the Sulu Sultanate in 1450 in return for support from the Sulu in suppressing the uprisings in Brunei. In 1847, the island of Labuan in Borneo became a British colony as a result of this treaty of friendship and commerce signed between the British government and the Sultan of Brunei. In 1888, the British government declared territories administered by the company together with those in Sarawak. In 1946, the territory became with Labuan in the new Crown Colony of North Borneo.
Hi, Assalamualaikum madam. My name is NURUL binti ABDULLAH and I'm going to explain about Malaysia, which is under the history of Malaysia. And now what I'm going to explain is history of Malaysian Independence Day. Okay. At Royal Selangor Club Padang, which is located in Kuala Lumpur, there are crowd assembled and also on the night of 13 August 1957 to witness the handover of power from the British. Tunku Abdul Rahman, which is the Prime Minister, designate arrived at 11:58 p.m. and also he joined members of the Alliance Party youth divisions in watching 2 minutes of darkness. And also the lights were switched back on at midnight and the Union flag in the square was lowered. And Malaya's new flag was raised as the national anthem Negaraku was played. And also the crowd responded with 7 chants of Merdeka. And also Tunku Abdul Rahman delivered a speech in which he referred to the ceremony as the greatest moment in the life of the Malayan people. And also the celebration were relocated to the newly finished Merdeka Stadium on the morning of 31st August 1957. Now I'm going to explain about the formation of Malaysia. Malaysia's federation was established in 1963 and we can look at some of the difficulty encountered during the birth of a new country. And Tunku Abdul Rahman, which is Malaysia's first chief minister, advocated the formation of Malaysia, a larger federation that will include Malaya, Singapore, British, North Borneo, Sabah, Sarawak and also Brunei. And a commission of Malayan and British representative investigated the response of the people of Sabah and Sarawak and discovered that the majority of them supported the plan. And also as a result, British and Malayan governments agreed that Malaysia will be created on August 31st, 1963.
Hi guys, my name is Akilan and today I'm going to tell about the reception of English law in Malaysia. As we know, today I'm going to tell about the historical part where I'm going to talking about the Strait Settlement and the apply of the English law in Sabah and Sarawak. First of all, what is Strait Settlement? As we know, in the 1826, as part of territory of the Malaya or Malaysia, which include Singapore, Melaka and Penang, have been stated into one colony which called as the Strait Settlement, and it has been established officially in 1826. Why this happened? This happened because Strait Settlement is known as the best trading part of all over the country. Okay guys, how this English law apply in Strait Settlement? From the research, it said that the English law became the law of the land through the implement of the Charters of the Justice in 1807 and 1826 by the authority of the England. Guys, now we move to the second part where the reception of English law in Sabah and Sarawak. First, we start with Sarawak. After the Peninsular Malaysia have been governed by the British colony, the year of 1839, the Sultan faced a huge problem handling the land and asked the help of the James Brooke, who is a trader, to solve his problem. In a reward, he will give a title of governor to him. And in early of 1840, James Brooke settled the problem and be the first governor of the land. After that, what happened? And during that happened, we can see that James Brooke have been create a law which is called the Undang-Undang, where it banished the piracy and also the slavery. In 1928, the Order L4 former introduced English law in Sarawak. However, the application is still under the Raja of Sarawak, where he will constitute the law when it's applied. However, finally in 1949, there is a huge step towards the application of English law in Sarawak, whereby the Sarawak application of Law Ordinance 1949 in the section 2 provide the reception of the common law and equity. The status of the general application be applied in Sarawak as an administrative in England and the consumption of the ordinance. Okay guys, after Sarawak, we move to Sabah. In Sabah, in 1877, Sultan of Brunei agreed to give a part of the territory by the concession where the Sultan will receive 15,000 Spanish dollar and exchange, but as a part of the territory was ceded to the Sulu. Sultan have done a negotiation with the Sultan of Sulu and gives the part of the land to the Alfredan and Baron Beg to rule the land of Sabah. During the ruling session of time, we can see that in 1881, the British North Borneo Provision Association Limited was established, and the administration of the Sabah was under the company of EIC, or well known as East India Company. After the East India Company take over the Sabah, they apply the English law as the federal as the state law for the state, so it can be even to all over the state in Malaya, or well known as Malaysia. This is guys how the reception of the law into Malaysia has done. That's all from me.